Samsung's first unpacked of 2024 has delivered a fresh batch of Galaxy S24 flagship phones for us to all fawn over, or bitterly complain about on the internet, as is everyone's hobby these days. You probably won't be massively shocked that this latest Samsung flagship lineup is another threesome. You've got the regular Galaxy S24, you got the S24 Plus, and the knob-swingingly posh S24 Ultra, for those with a serious wad stashed in their pants. Now, Samsung's Galaxy S24 will cost you from the rather pricey 799 Great British Punds. If you want to upgrade to the Plus, that'll cost you an even more wallet-draining 999 Punds, while the Ultra model starts from a coronary-inducing 1,249 quid. And if the sound of those numbers hasn't caused you to flop onto the floor, well, pre-orders kick off on January the 17th, and you can actually fondle one of these bad boys on January the 31st when they go on sale. And I've had a proper fiddle with all three of these phones ahead of the massive unpacked event, which gloriously means I can spend most of Samsung's big bash just getting completely loaded at the free press bar. And for you lovely lot, here's my full impressions on how that Galaxy S24 Ultra stacks up against its smaller, less expensive siblings. So that vanilla S24 is the most compact of this Galaxy trio as usual, at a pleasantly pocket-friendly 6.2 inches, while the Ultra is another 6.8-inch Goliath, and the Plus is a mite less intimidating at 6.7 inches. Bit of a piggy in the middle, but it is some prime pork. Both the Samsung Galaxy S24 and the Plus version sport a toughened armor aluminium design with a matte finish to keep them looking smart. And thankfully this seems to do the job perfectly. Those surfaces remain in pristine condition, no grimy, grubby prints or muck like that, no matter how heavily you finger them. The Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus also sport slightly slimmer bezels, so they're a wee bit less girthy now and more comfortable to clutch. The S24 Ultra meanwhile joins its siblings with a completely flat display, but the biggest upgrade here is that titanium frame. This has a surprisingly soft satin finish which feels great against the palm, and it adds a bit of extra grip as well, which frankly is essential for one-handed fumbling. Samsung's switch to titanium means the Ultra is refreshingly light-ish at 230 grams, despite being roughly the same size as Bulgaria. And yet it's also still tougher than tackling advanced algebra after half a bottle of Drambuie. Now the Ultra is also more rugged up front compared with the S24 and the S24 Plus because it sports the fresh new Corning Gorilla Glass armor. This is apparently highly scratch resistant, which is good because my old S23 series absolutely coated in scratches after just a few weeks. But that Gorilla Glass armor is also impressively anti-reflective as well, so great news if you use your phone outdoors a lot. You have to live somewhere where there's occasional sunshine. And meanwhile, both the Galaxy S24 and that S24 Plus have Gorilla Glass Victus 2 slathered across that screen. Oh, and no matter your choice of S24 blower, you've also got the added reassurance of IP68 water and dust resistance. All three of Samsung's new phones are also made from more recycled materials than previous models. So by hoying your current phones straight in the bin and grabbing one of these new Galaxies, you're proving yourself a true friend of the Earth. In fact, Captain Planet would probably be impressed enough to reward you with a quick handy. And no matter which Galaxy you grab, you've got a choice of black and grey colours, while every S24 also has a fresh new yellow option, which thankfully isn't quite the same shade as dehydrated piss. In fact, that Ultra one is more of a goldy sort of tone to match the sky-high asking price. Now, all three of Sammy's new flagships serve up basically the same software. You've got Samsung's own One UI 6.1 launcher, lovingly squished on top of Android 14. Of course, as usual, if you go Ultra, you'll be able to squeeze an S Pen out of a special orifice and get poking or doodling. That dinky stylus doesn't come stuffed inside of the other two. And in case you missed it, the main focus of that unpacked event was rather unsurprisingly artificial intelligence. And let me tell you, if you thought you were already sick as of nerds banging on about AI, well, just wait, because you're going to have it rammed right down your gob absolutely endlessly these next few months. Unless, of course, it develops to the point where sentient robots wipe us all out overnight, which at this point I'd actually welcome. Now, first up, the S24 Trio supports a whole bunch of translation and transcription shenanigans, similar to what we've seen in Google's Pixel phones. So you've now got real-time translation in the Galaxy S24's native call-in app, so if you're on a phone call with someone what speaks foreign, it'll be immediately in real time translated into the King's finest English, thus further justifying your decision back at school to pay absolutely bugger all attention during French lessons and instead just doodle incomprehensibly sized Mr. Happies on your textbook. An impressive 14 languages will be supported at the Galaxy S24's launch, although hopefully this will rapidly expand, just like those Mr. Happies. And all three Galaxy S24 phones also boast Samsung's fresh new Chat Assist feature, which is tucked away in that Samsung keyboard. This can translate whatever you're typing into one of those supported languages in real time as your fingers work their magic. And another Google-esque AI feature you'll find packed onto the Galaxy S24s is the live transcription, which you'll get inside of the voice recorder. So whatever's been said at the time will pop up in text form. And you'll also be offered translation and summary tools as well if you want them. And then there's the new Circle to Search feature, which allows you to perform an ultra-fast image search. Just hold your thumb on the home button or the gesture navigation bar and then circle an image with the S24 Ultra's S Pen, or just your finger if you're not rich enough to afford the Ultra, and Google will go and do an image search on your behalf. And Samsung's AI can also make you sound like a proper upper crust in your messages, converting your common parlage into poncy posh speak. And AI also powers Samsung's Pro Visual engine, which will help you to shoot and produce very slick looking pics using the S24 series' cameras. More on all that when I bang on about the camera stuff though. And if you're concerned about privacy, well, you do have the option of either agreeing or disagreeing to have your data processed online for any AI features that require them. But most of these AI features, they actually happen on the device themselves and don't need to connect to a cloud server or anything. So whatever dodgy stuff you get up to, that should be between you and your S24. Now Samsung has gone and slapped one of its snazzy new dynamic AMOLED screens on all of these Galaxy S24 blowers, and each of them is upgraded from the previous gen. The regular S24's 6.2-inch panel is still a Full HD effort, while the Plus matches the Ultra with its supremely crisp Quad HD screen. So even though they are considerably bigger than the S24, the Plus and the Ultra do spaff out sharper visuals. But all three phones support HDR10 Plus video streaming, and you got proper full-on LTPO tech as well, so the refresh rate scales all the way from 120Hz all the way down to just 1Hz if you're doing absolutely bugger all. And that should hopefully help to preserve the battery life. And the Ultra's display is certainly the brightest of the trio. It peaks at 2600 nits, so combine that with the anti-reflective armor display and you certainly shouldn't be squinting in the sunshine. And naturally you've got a powerful stereo speaker setup on all three. It's a bit bassier and a bit boomier on the Ultra and the Plus though. Now if, like my good self, you reside in merry old England, well, it's time to bite down on something really hard because yes, as feared, you won't be getting any Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 action in your regular S24 or that plus-sized model. Instead, we get Samsung's own Exynos 2400 running the show. It's only the S24 Ultra which boasts the 8 Gen 3 here in the UK. The Exynos 2400 is yet another 4nm chipset just like that 8 Gen 3. It's actually got 2 extra cores in the CPU compared with Qualcomm's platform, although that clock speed has been kicked down a bit. But which will prove more powerful and more energy efficient? Well, my money's on that Snapdragon, but I'll reserve judgment until I've had a proper full-on fondle with Samsung's trio. And at the very least, all three of them should be able to play the latest games with a fluid frame rate, no worries at all. Here's just fingers crossed and everything that the Exynos models don't overheat if you're gaming for a good couple of hours. Should hopefully be fine, especially as Samsung has increased the size of the vapor chamber. And you've got dedicated ray tracing support with the Exynos and the Snapdragon models, so you can marvel at realistic shadows and reflections right before some sniper blows your brains out of your forehead from 5 miles away. Battery tech, and you got a 4000 mAh cell stuffed inside of the compact S24 versus the 4900 and 5000 mAh batteries in the bigger buggers. Unfortunately, those charging speeds still seem to be stuck at slower than a two-legged arthritic tortoise. Even the mighty Plus and Ultra top off at 45 watt wide charging, but even that's an improvement over the 25 watt wide charging on the regular S24. So yeah, it's looking like a plug it in overnight type affair as usual, and you've got wireless charging on all three, which does again max out at 15 watts, so it's going to take several hours to power up all three of these buggers. Anyway, my full battery life verdict will be coming once I've actually had a chance to slip my SIM inside of them, give them a proper full-on testing. Now that camera hardware stuck on the arse end will sound achingly familiar to any S23 owners. For instance, the primary shooter is a 50 meg sensor with dual pixel autofocus, unless you upgrade to the Ultra, that is, for its 200 meg sensor with super quad pixel focus. So yeah, those optics might be giving you a serious sense of deja vu, but of course the overall camera shooting experience has been improved with AI, what else? For instance, the Super HDR feature allows you to see those HDR results in real time right there on the screen before you even hit the shutter button. And this should also apparently work with third-party apps such as Instagram. And AI should also help to reduce any nasty noise and grain when you're using the cameras in low light conditions. Samsung's nighttime zoom photo tool will help you to capture crisper, brighter pics when you are zooming in up to the 5x level. You've also got nighttime zoom video if you're using the telephoto lens to record things in the dark. We won't ask questions, we don't judge here. And speaking of video, all three S24 flagships can record 8K resolution video at 30 frames per second now. Now the regular Galaxy S24 and that pricier Plus model sport a familiar 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom, while the Ultra adds to this a fresh 50 meg effort with 5x optical zoom. So while the Ultra can zoom in up to 100 times in total, the others once again max out at 30 times zoom. With Samsung's AI shindiggery once again at work to sharpen up those images, taking it up to the 10 times zoom level. And last up, all three of these blowers have a simple 12 megapixel ultra-wide angle shooter. Yay! And no difference with the selfie cams on any of these models, they all sport the same tech to catch your bleary, sick of life expression at any time of day. But on the Galaxy S24s, Samsung's AI shenanigans doesn't just help you to capture a great looking shot, it could also help to rescue any really crap looking pics, smoothing out any shonkiness, removing reflections, all kinds of clever bollocks. If you maybe had a skinful before going crazy with the camera, it can help you to straighten up any wonky shots and actually fill in extra detail around the edges to make up for it. And there's also a new instant slow-mo playback feature. So when you're watching a video, just press and hold your finger on the screen and it will automatically be slowed down, with extra frames intelligently inserted to help keep the playback looking smooth. As for the rest of the specs, well, the regular vanilla Galaxy S24 comes with a meager 128 gigs of storage as standard, which is a massive sack of monkey nuts considering quite a few budget and mid-range mobiles now come with 256 gigs as standard. And of course, as usual, not expandable via micro SD memory cards. Thankfully, the Plus and the Ultra come with 256 gigs as standard. You got the option of doubling up that storage for a bit of extra cash on all three handsets, and that Ultra even comes in a tasty terabyte version. Yum! But all three S24s come with USB 3.2 support. You got Wi-Fi 7 on that Ultra model that is downgraded to Wi-Fi 6E on the regular S24 and the Plus because of that Exynos modem. And anyways, that, my lovelies, in a succulent wee nutshell, is the fresh new Samsung Galaxy S24 versus the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra. And if your Y-fronts are already dripping at the thought of the fresh new S24 blowers, well, great news. You can actually reserve yours right now and check out all of the details just by clicking the link down in the video description below my chatty head. So are you thrilled at the prospect of slapping one of these S24s in your pants, or is your bag of to give completely drained? Well, definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments below, including which of the S24s you might be most tempted by. Please do plug subscribe, ding that notifications bell, all the usual YouTube shit, and have yourselves a cracking rest of the week. Stay tuned for lots of S24 shenanigans. It's gonna keep on rolling in. Cheers everyone, love you.